is Northside Voices? There's a certain word that begins with a T that I'm not allowed to mention, but it is a very, very old idea, probably another take on an old idea. You've probably heard of Speaker's Corner. Hyde Park is probably the most famous one. This is a modern take on Speaker's Corner. So tonight we're going to hear from 11 speakers and one fairly energetic dance troupe who are going to communicate through dance. What their ideas are about how we can make the north side of Dublin a better place to live. So our speakers, to you guys, best of luck tonight. I know you'll be great. Thank you for taking the time and putting all the effort in.
My name is Declan Cahill, and I'm going to be speaking today at the conference about older people in our society. And it's all got to do with age friendliness in our society. And Dublin City Council have a thing called Age Friendly City. And the objective is to recognise that the population is getting older and things have to be done to cater for that. But I feel that there are an awful lot of older people who are disenfranchised because of circumstances, and they're being overlooked and they're being ignored, they're being looked down upon. And I'm sure this happens in other factors of other sectors of society.
Some results from the surveys, one was carried out by Age Action. Can any tell me, give me a guess, how many older people are in nursing homes? Give me a percentage, anybody, quick, give me. How much? No, 5%. Anybody, how many people are living on their own? Give me a figure. 20. 75% are living on their own. How many people are affected by dementia? Quick, give me a figure. 40. Anybody else? 8%.
So this evening they're going to talk to us about raising mental health awareness in our schools and community. So Jamie and Rachel.
Basically, the Northside Youth Leadership Programme, otherwise known as the Young Community Leadership Programme, is an initiative run by Northside Partnership to help young people aid their communities in a leadership role. So they kind of cover different basics around leadership, like the STEPS programme and stuff like that, and teach you how to use affirmations and help you explore new ways to install your initiative around the community.
Well, we both have experience, like personal experience from mental health, and like I think we both felt that when we were going through it all, there was not enough services, or like we weren't aware of them. So that's what our aim is, like to basically make people aware of the mental health services.
Like conferences like today give us an opportunity to speak on a local level. We spoke at a app conference in Crow Park a couple of weeks ago as well about a similar topic. And some of the feedback we actually got as well off people are kind of like, they understand where we're coming from because they were in times of need and didn't know about services that were available to them. Seeking help is the hardest part about fighting a mental health illness. Telling people that you need help is the hardest part. But in my experience, and something that Rachel touched on as well, is that we kind of noticed that young people tend to talk more to young people. So if there was like even peer education programs, like or even peer leadership programs, maybe set up around local areas, that the opportunity would be there for our peers to come and even speak to us and tell us that they need help, so that we could intervene and get the more professional people to help them.
Obviously bullying has a big thing to do with mental health, because you never know what something you say to someone else can have effect. They could just brush it off the shoulder, but they could go home and maybe even start self-harming, even consider suicide and stuff. So yeah, bullying and cyberbullying definitely have something to do with it.
But a lot of young people don't follow the rules, so if there is somebody slagging them off on Facebook or anything like that, they won't really go and report it. A big part of it is funding. You know, like you go to a local counselling service now, you could be waiting 8 months for an appointment. 8 months with a mental health issue is too long. At that point, you're kind of already in the rough stage where you're kind of like, I just want out, and you're trying, your mind is in this kind of really dark place where you self-harm and you self-harm with intent to cut deep enough, or you start taking tablets, or you start abusing alcohol or abusing other drugs or antisocial behaviour. And I didn't know where to turn to, you know, but then even when I did know where to turn to, I felt myself battling, telling somebody that I had a serious issue that I needed help with. I kind of felt the same way a lot of people feel nowadays, is that there's a stigma attached to mental health. The fact is that that's not true. You know, there's no stigma attached. Nobody is going to judge you for coming forward and saying that you have an issue. It's one thing coming forward and saying you have an issue. It's another thing the government intervening and helping you efficiently.
Like at the end of the day, your mental health affects your physical health, and your physical health can affect your mental health.
I suppose just one thing like that I would really want to add to this is that if this is going locally, that if any kind of youth services or anything are going to get copies of this footage, that I would really press on to get in touch with Northside Partnership or the Young Community Leadership Programme and help me and Rachel rally to get extra support from the government to resource the organisations that yous have, so that yous can help the people in the local areas.
Northside Partnership is a local development company. We operate in a specific part of Dublin, that's northeast Dublin. It's the postal districts of Dublin 3, 5, 17 and parts of Dublin 9 and 13. We were established back in 1991, and what we've been doing since that time is basically creating opportunities for people living in that area to improve their lives. The main ways that we do this are by helping people to access employment. People that are out of work, we support them back into employment. We support young people to stay in education and to find the right course for themselves through our Education and Career Guidance Counselling Service. We also have a local development programme which supports community groups operating within our local area, and we operate many other programmes, such as we run Healthy Food Made Easy programmes which help people learn how to cook healthy meals on a budget. So it's a very diverse range of work that we do, but it's all with the aim of helping people to improve their lives. And what underpins all of those very different services is the idea of empowering people to make changes for themselves.
Northside, more love and more fun for everyone. Northside, Northside, we are happy people. Northside, Northside, it makes our people smile.
Jessica is a nurse and a lone parent who moved to Dublin from Uganda 8 years ago. She has experienced the difficulties which face many immigrants when they try to start a new life in a country where they don't have the same family and social networks that many of us would take for granted. Despite this, she has managed to secure a place studying forensic and environmental chemistry in DIT, where she's in her final year. Jessica will share her ideas with you this evening on a number of issues which she believes should be addressed to improve Dublin's north side, including affordable after-school clubs, public transport and housing. So, Jessica, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm Jessica Nalmasi. I come from black ethnic background. I was born in Uganda, and I have a citizenship here in Ireland. I have stayed here for it's now 8 years in Ireland. I would say that there are some challenges which the community do really face. I won't say that I can't relate the current to the previous because I don't know how it was in the beginning. I'm here by myself. I don't have a family here. I don't have a mother, I don't have a father, I don't have my sisters or something of that kind. It will take time for somebody to get real involved in the community. First of all, it will take a step to associate with the people you are meeting. Like there should be a driving force behind you to force you to really go in front, ahead, to integrate with the people, because like they will see you as a stranger, but like you have to come out and say, yes, here I am. But when I came in here, I didn't know where to start from. I didn't know what steps do they take if you want to go back to education, if you want to interact or to integrate in the community where you are, what do you have to do? If you want to work, where do you start from? I tried my best. I did interviews, but I failed to go into nursing. And it's really, really sad to hear that outside there is a lack of nurses in this country. I trained as a nurse back home. I came here, I wanted to work as a nurse. I couldn't. I was like, I should maybe train again to redo the course. I did the interview twice. I passed. I couldn't get the opportunity to enter into nursing. The nearest place to where I was staying was Grange Community College. I started from FITAC level 5. And despite the barriers, I went ahead. From the Grange, opened up the door. Okay, social welfare tell us, go out there and do something. I took the step. I wanted to be somebody, but in the middle of the event, like I'm nowhere, because I can't go forward. That's why we are here to say that if you voice out a problem and you are not shy, stuck out there in your house, if you voice out, you never know. Maybe the solution you are looking for is just close to you. They say, Jessica, in the north side, there is somebody who can contact Susie on your behalf. And I say, oh, I did. And then I was able to talk to him. It's not for immigrants only, even people who are real residents here, who are born here, voice out. If you talk, maybe, even if it is not an office, but you can get advice from the person whom you'll be talking to.
Yeah, my name is Keelin Ryan. I'm an actor and a writer and a producer, and I'm from Portmarnock. A couple of good things on the north side with, there's a good acting school, Bow Street Academy in Smithfield. There's some good writing stuff. The Irish Writers Centre in Parnell Street is good. So there's definitely little kind of hubs here and there in terms of just kind of networks. And there are, you know, you can get in touch with people handy enough through social media and stuff like that if you want to set up your own groups and stuff like that. Writing, I take a lot from what I hear every single day, conversation I have with my friends, or sometimes I record them even, you know, and just kind of rip it off completely, and it's great because you have this kind of very realistic dialogue. Or it's a handy little soapbox for me as well in some of the stuff I write. If I have an opinion on something, I can kind of put it into a scene, you know. So yeah, the writing I love doing it. Like it's probably a bit easier. Again, you can just do it yourself. You know, it's hard as well, no more than, and I think anything kind of in the arts is going to be difficult to get your stuff out there. But it's great when you do, and when audiences or, you know, someone reads something that you've done and they kind of respond to it. There's no kind of better feeling than that. Like, you know, when it does come in, it's brilliant because you're just doing something you love the whole time, and it doesn't really feel like a job, you know. So that's the best feeling, when you could just do it and get paid. But unfortunately, there's a lot of times you know, you might not get paid. You have to work for free, or you don't know when the next job's going to come. But for me, it's worth it. You know, you kind of have no choice but to do it, really. You know, and it's working out good at the moment. It's working out good for me. It's worth the hassle. It's a good life, and you meet nice people, and you know, everybody's in it because they love it. You know, so yeah, it's good.
Sometimes when people celebrate an anniversary, it's all about, aren't we wonderful, look what we've done over the past 25 years. But we thought that's not really what we're about as an organisation. Number one, we're about empowering other people. So instead of talking about ourselves all the time, we want to create a platform for other people that live in our area to talk about what the issues that they see in their area are, and to come up with their own solutions for those issues. So that's where the idea for Northside Voices came from. And also we wanted our anniversary to be forward-looking. Yes, we've been around for 25 years, but we very much hope that we're going to be around for another 25 years.
My name is Ellie, and in 25 years I want to be a singer because I think singing is better than talking.
My name is Scott, and in 25 years' time I want to be a professional gymnast.
My name's Anne, and in 25 years I want to be a chef because I feel like there's more to being a chef than just cooking. Hi, my name is Emma, and in 25 years I want to be an athlete to represent Ireland in the Olympics.
Very diverse and interesting range of participants that we have, and we're very delighted to see the energy that's out there when you ask a question, what would you like to see improved in your community? It's been very encouraging to see what the people that have come forward.
In this party and these girls looking nice, skinny jeans on and you know my hair nice. Hey, 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 okay, I want you to do this dance now. Juju on that beat, juju on that beat. Juju on that, juju on that, juju on that beat. Now slide, drop, hit the floor, don't stop, ayy. Don't stop, ayy. Don't stop, ayy. Run man on that beat, run man on that beat, run man on that beat, run man on that beat. Now do your dance, do your dance, do your dance, ayy. Be happy and have lots of fun, ayy.
As the man with the deep voice says, it is NearFM Northeast Access Radio. This is NearFM Sessions. Aoibhín, welcome to the show, my dear.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure to have you. Aoibhín Reband, aka Aoibhín. I'm just going to let you play because you're just amazing. Drifting, my dear, take it away. Yes, that is fantastic, my dear. That is absolutely fantastic. Let the people know a little bit about you. How did all this start? First of all, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Only 18. Only 18, my friends. Only 18. Are you doing the Leaving Cert now at the moment, or are you finished all that first year in college?
Yeah, I'm in 6th year. But I'm also doing a diploma in BIM at the moment. So.
Ah, excellent. Yeah. How do you find mixing the whole lot? Are you struggling to get everything, or you got it all sorted?
I mean, the first 2 weeks obviously were difficult, but it's actually somewhat a weight off my shoulders, which you wouldn't think so because it's more work. But you know, it's really enjoyable. I'm hoping to do the degree next year in songwriting. So yeah.
Good woman. Tell us a bit. How did you get started off with music?
Well, I mean, I grew up with just a background in hearing music all the time. You know, my dad's into like space rock and, you know, Motorhead, that sort of thing. My mum's into, you know, Simon and Garfunkel and that sort of thing. So it's large variety as well, I think. And I grew up listening myself to David Bowie and that sort of thing. So I started playing the guitar when I was about 12. And me and my brother decided to enter a busking competition about a year ago, last summer, and we happened to win, and we won a gig from that as well, and just since then we've just been going, so yeah.
I also read. Like our own Natasha, you're a regular contributor to the Circle Sessions and different open mics around the place. How do you find the open mics thing? Is that a kind of a release? Is that a good way to kind of put your new stuff out that you want to try out and see how it works in front of an audience? Or
depends. I think the Circle Sessions is great because people are really open-minded there. You know, we're playing there at the New Year's bash they're having, and yeah, we felt immediately accepted there. Other places, you know, they might be more into just sort of more, I suppose, what you'd expect from a singer-songwriter. So, you know, you mightn't get as great of a response. But yeah, now that I'm over 18, it's a lot easier as well, because when you're under 18, there's nowhere really to go.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Because you've been gigging for a long while now, and it must have been very hard when you were 17 years of age.
Definitely.
To go
I mean,
in.
I only turned 18 in the summer, so we sort of organised loads of gigs for then, because we knew I'd be 18. But before that, it was really difficult because, you know, over here, so many of the places are bars, you know, and even if there's drink available, it still counts, you know. And I think I've only seen like 1 or 2 places at Friday Arts, which is good, but it's quite small. So if you want to actually do bigger venues, you don't really have much of a chance, which is not great, you know. It would have been really difficult, I think, if I was, you know, 16 and I was thinking, okay, in 2 years' time I can perform, you know, as I knew that I'd be turning 18 in the summer, so it'd be a lot easier. But yeah.
I get the feeling when I was listening to your stuff that it kind of comes across in your music as well. It's that kind of haunting, kind of not mournful, but you know, looking at society and saying society isn't right, kind of deal to your music.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to complain about society. I mean, there's a lot of things it needs to fix, but you know, it's not going to be fixed unless people actually think about it as well. So, I mean, you see with the elections and a load of stuff that happened over the summer that, you know, there's a lot wrong with the world still, and there's a lot that needs to be done about it. So I think the charity comes into play there as well. Well,
listen, play us another song.
Okay.
What would you like to play?
I'm going to play I Want to Live in Norway. To live in Norway, everyone is beautiful there. They've very little English, so baby I'll find peace up there, 'cause they're gentle to you. They never met you before, it doesn't matter to them, you're not a lost soul in the wind. They never met you before, it doesn't matter to them, you're not a lost soul in the wind. I want to live in Norway, people judge you on your deeds, no, not your race or religion. So baby, I'd be happy to live there, 'cause they're gentle to you. They never met you before, it doesn't matter to them, you're not a lost soul in the wind. They never met you before, it doesn't matter to them, you're not a lost soul in the wind. I want to live in Norway, I want to live in Norway, don't want to live in Belfast, don't want to be down in the USA. I want to live in Norway, don't want to choke in